said for 15 minutes.
Well, we don't want your wife to get upset. So
she's okay. She's just let me go. I'll be back in 1 minute.
it's okay. Yes. So, the topic is marathon. You got a 9-day marathon. Marathon is not a sprint. It's not just a short little stretch. It's 9 days. So, I hope you're all warmed up and you're already ready to roll. If not, then warm-up should take place today, tomorrow, you know. You got to start now. You don't start the marathon on the start line, you know, and finish it on the finish line. It's actually a matter of consciousness. You got to work on your consciousness. Because what matters is not so much when you're on the street, but also what happens when you're off the street. Huh? It's not just about being there and giving people books. It also matters what you do when you're not giving people books. Because that's also part of the marathon. How do you chant your rounds? How do you associate with other devotees? How much time do you spend for doing all those things, you know? You get into the whole, you know, hanging out, prasadam, socializing, all those kind of things. It's about focus. It's about concentration. You can see now, you've been sitting here for about an hour and already like, you know, some are drifting, some are dozing, some are really struggling. You got to be on the street 6, 7, 8 hours. Even to be on the street for 4 hours. You got to learn how to focus and how to concentrate. Same thing with chanting the holy name. So there's 4 ironclad laws of book distribution. You heard of those before? No? Well, now you do. Number 1 is your sadhana must be strong. Serious, sincere, and strict. Everything is based on sadhana. That's where the potency, that's where the juice, that's where the energy comes from. Otherwise, you take that cord out of the wall, the whole thing goes flat. You stop chanting, you stop reading, you stop doing spiritual practice. You just won't have, you know, what it takes. There's just be no bullets in your gun. So don't think now for the marathon, okay, I'll just, you know, stop chanting or stop reading. It's like, you also don't stop, you know, taking prasadam. Because you know, if there's no gas in the tank, it just won't move. So if you want to touch people's hearts, it means you have to allow Krishna to touch your heart on a daily basis. Because otherwise you can't really show that care and concern to other people. The Prabhupada said more than 95% of your spiritual advancement depends on chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. So they asked him, how can we increase book distribution? He said, you sit down, you chant 16 rounds without getting up. So try that. 9 days. Try that practice. And read 1 chapter Bhagavad Gita a day. If possible with purports. If not, just the translations in the Sanskrit. Just read a chapter. It takes anywhere between 5 minutes and 12 minutes. Read a chapter a day. Really helps to focus the mind and to meditate and to concentrate on the chapter. Huh? So, it's 9 days. If you read 2 chapters a day, you read the whole Gita in these 9 days. It's actually quite fast. You know, 9 days, it's a little more than a week. So are you ready? Have you guys been practicing? Have you been out? Have you been doing something? No. You just, you know, okay, let's go out there. Sometimes marathon means, okay, we're going out and distributing books, because otherwise we're doing other things. That's fine, that's nice. So don't, you know, don't hold back. Don't think I'll lose something or I'll miss out on something. Huh? If you can afford to, just, you know, switch off the mobile phones, the emails, all the so-called important activity. You just focus on this one activity. You just chant, read, and distribute. And your life will be blissful. All of a sudden, you'll actually feel like, you know, a very happy devotee. Because you stop worrying about all the other stuff. And you see that actually the material world will go on. Believe it or not. Even without you. You know? It will still be there. Your messages will still be there, even after 9 days. But like Napoleon, he used to not open his mail for 3 months. Because then 90% of the problem would have solved themselves just by the time factor. And those who are really serious, he would deal with that. But all the, chit chat and all that stuff, he just didn't get involved in it. Number two is, so number one, sadhana. Your sadhana must be strong. Don't forget about reading books. You can read. You have to read every day, at least 1 hour. It's a must. Don't put on that incredulous look. No. How can you get other people to do something if you're not doing it yourself? We're going out there and telling people, buy this, this is good for you, this will help you, but we're not doing it. It's like the doctor, telling the kid, stop eating sugar. We have to get our own act together. Otherwise, we're just not authentic. We're just not convincing. So, take the medicine. Then other people will take you seriously. The more you develop a deep taste and appreciation for Prabhupada's books, the more people will appreciate it, and the more they will see that, and they will merit it, So, number two is, the more you show, the more you sell. You have to actually take the books out and show them to people. Don't just hide them behind your back. Don't just go out to talk. Put the book in the hand, So you have to actually, and yet, first of all, you have to have books with you. Wherever you go, wherever you are. You must get books, because you can't distribute books that you don't have. That's rule number two. Rule number three is the more you show, the more you sell. Number four is get organized. Get your act together, Cut out all the time wasters and fluff and all the stuff that's there. And all of a sudden you got 8 or 10 hours which you can distribute. So, people are out there slaving away from 7 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. They have to put in 8 or 9 hours plus commuting, because otherwise you're not going to get paid. But here, because we're all working for God, we think, I'm doing my 3.5 hours of service. Don't push me, If you're getting a job, there's not a question of that. It's clock in, clock out. You don't do your 35, 40 hours, you're out of there. So, it's about the spirit. So book distribution is not just a marathon, it's not just from A to B. We should have a whole lifetime consciousness of preaching and sharing Krishna consciousness with others. This is not something you do in the Bhakta program or till you get initiated or till you move into management or till you got something better to do. Prabhupada was a book distributor. He already was at the top, Radha Damodar, Seva Kunj. You can't get higher than that. That's as good as it gets here in this world. And he went to America. Now, if you want to know why Prabhupada took the boat, why he went to America, you have to read Prabhupada's books. You want to feel what Prabhupada felt when he stepped off the Jaladuta with those 200 sets? You have to go out on book distribution to the marathon. Try it out. Pack your trolley, 200 books. Big, medium, small, I don't care. And just, you tell your Sankirtan leader, you just drop me any place, I don't want to know where it is, you just drop me. And then you don't know where to turn, left, right, straight. Then you have the same feeling. Krishna, help me. I can't do this alone. This is the mood. This is what Prabhupada felt. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says in the purport to the Vyagyasatmika Buddhir Ekeha Kurunandana verse that the perfection of the life of the disciple is to study and absorb oneself in the mood of the spiritual master. So, Srila Prabhupada went to the West to publish Bhagavatam. Because in India it took him 8 years to publish 3 volumes. And when he went on the boat, he published a pamphlet. Message of Godhead, Srimad Bhagavatam, 60 volumes, elaborate English commentary. He had 3 volumes. But he already printed 60 volumes. And on the bottom it said, spreading message, Krishna consciousness all over the world. Now he was not going around the world ticket. He was going New York. But he already printed, going all over the world. So he had